do, what it do. Just out here doing my thing and, giving y'all a holler. So, hope y'all been doing good. Hope y'all been doing all right. Hanging in there. Just want to talk about something real quick. So, as a disclaimer, I'm not here to down talk on marriage. That's not what this video is about. But I just want to put context on a lot of this stuff from a very logical standpoint because there's a lot of power in words and there is also a power in letters. Okay, so with that said, we're going to go in and just talk about this that I've been thinking about. So as you see with the title, especially those on the replay, what if I were to tell you that husband can also be his mind? So let's talk about that. So simply put, should be a no-brainer. That most guys that end up a husband or in these marriages as we know it, oftentimes that's his bind. Him being a husband, that's also his bind. He got himself in a bind, just giving away a lot of these marriages are. And I try to talk about things from a more holistic standpoint and a more pure standpoint about how you can go about dealing with all this in light of all the legalities that come with marriage and stuff like that, right? So, because there's a lot of, because check this out, y'all. Check this out. Let me hit y'all with this. There's a lot of legality with marriage and hardly any morality with marriage in this day and age. And actually, there's more legality and less morality in regards to marriage. So that's why in a lot of cases, a man that wants to be a husband, he discovers that that really ends up his mind, right? As it shouldn't be, because it should be something else. And I'm going to get to that before I wrap this video up real quick, right? So how do we change this? Well, you change it by just simply keep in mind that, don't limit the marriage to just a piece of paper. Sex is marriage. So when there's cheating involved in that marriage, and I'm just talking from a husband's standpoint, not speaking from the wife's standpoint. I'll try to talk about that down the road, right? But simply put, sex is marriage. If she has sex with somebody else outside that marriage, she's no longer married to that man. It's that simple. You could try to take her back, but spiritually, she already severed that tie by having sex with somebody else outside of their union. Yeah. So keep that in mind. So that will free him up of that bind, even though he was a husband to her, even though that's still his bind because he had to find out that she had sex outside of that marriage. It's unfortunate, right? So that's one thing. The other thing is you just deal with the legalities and you have to make sure that marriage is very moral, and less about whatever these legalities may imply if it's inhumane. Now, they'd be like, don't make things illegal. Well, I argue some laws are inhumane. So we can go there, right? With a lot of the divorces and things like that, the alimony, the palimony, you name it, the spousal support, child support, a lot of immoralities with those legalities. There's a lot of illegalities with the legalities due to their lack of morality. And a lot of that is being brought to the forefront, especially with the paternity test with a lot of these marriages. That husband realized that his bind was when he found out those children weren't even his during the whole duration of that marriage that he was in. So things like that. So, but yeah, let's talk about what marriage should be for a husband. Okay. So shout out to all the husbands and even those guys that still aspire to be a husband, even though we're living in times where guys ain't like, want to be a husband, at least not here in the West. But even if they're not in the West, some guys just don't want to be a husband at all because they think that you know, just without even saying what I just said, but they'll probably say it now after this video. Him being a husband, he realized that becomes his bond, right? So, with that said, what eventually, what marriage should be like for the husbands is truly like for the husbands. It's this: him being a husband should not be about him being a husband is his bond. Him being a husband should be more or less about his bond. Now, of course, you can flip that and throw the law in that situation too. His bond, as far as him trying to bond his way out of jail because of the bind that he's in with that marriage. But I'm not going there. Okay, that's another conversation. I'm just simply saying, as far as his bond and the way that he's bonding to that woman that's in his life, that wife, the well invested for eternity that she's supposed to embody, being a wife. I just gave y'all an acronym. Run that back if you need to on the replay. But it should be about his bond, you know, and not that it's a bondage either. So there you go with that. The bind makes the bondage, but I'm talking about the bond based on the closeness. So, you know, with the butchered English dictionary, you got to really make sense of all these words in letters, right? So they say English is the hardest language to master. And, you know, I know a little bit of German. I'm going to just leave it at that. It's actually easier to learn German than it is to learn English. I promise you. Think about what people have to go through when they come from other countries and they have to actually learn English, right? But yeah, not to digress. It shouldn't be about him being a husband and that being a husband is his bond. It should be about him being a husband and that is his bond. But I'm gonna throw something else in there for y'all. I'm gonna throw something special in there for y'all. Okay, being husband should be more or less about his band. His band, who? Well, you know, his wife and his children and his family, the ones that are under his roof. They you know, saxophone and guitars, you know, string instruments and, you know, drums and DJ, his whole band, his whole family, his whole clique, his crew, his clan. It should be about everybody coming together to celebrate this man being a part of this woman's life and vice versa. You know, she is doing her part to remain his helpmeet, to remain the woman that's well invested for eternity. You know what I mean? So her doing her part as a wife, like his band, should be about his band, the banjo, right? Yeah, but we don't see that. We don't see that with being a husband in a lot of cases, but that it's his band and his bond. No, it's just more or less it's been his bond as him being a husband. But that's why I brought this to the forefront for y'all because I brought this to the forefront for y'all so y'all can keep in mind the way it should be, even if it ain't that way now. So it's not to say that it's impossible to be a husband in these times, but I'm letting y'all know there is a way out of this, and hopefully this video does this for y'all and gives you better insight as to how you can be as a husband for those guys that are husbands and for those guys that desire to still be husbands despite the times that we live in. Okay, there's still a way out of this. There's still a way you can get through this. And just came down here on a spaceship that you see me in right now, you know, the USS Reynard. You know what I mean? And just want to drop this jewel to y'all, and hopefully y'all like it. Give it a like. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, we definitely going to be back with another video. Thanks a million for stopping by, blasting off. And yeah, I'll share this with y'all too. I've been big on this cultivation at my channel. See my shirt here, growth. So, you know, I'm big on the growth, and it's actually more the yin and the yang to it. I just got the shirt out of nowhere. I love the shirt. So I'm going to try to see if I can find some more of these shirts around. So, but I'm not promoting anything. I'm not advertising nothing. I'm just saying, like, get shirts that represent the way love and the way balance and the way life should be. Like, promote more positivity. And you should show that on your clothing. You should show that on what you're merely exposing to the world, letting the world see, letting the world feel the flavors, the fragrances, not the funk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so that's what my channel is all about. You know, I have to be non-monospheric. I am very much Xenosphere. Oh, I see Amanda. Hey, what's good, Amanda? Good to see you. Long time no see. You listening? Okay. Hope you like what I'm saying so far. You know, we just trying to make it more about being a husband that as literally his band. You know, it's literally in the word itself. Like, so, woo, that's man, I love this. I love this. I love that I'm talking about this. Because I didn't realize I'm up and breaking down husband, and it shouldn't be that it's his bind, even though it's been that way lately. You know, it should be about him being a husband as his bond, but not realizing that husband should be about his band, because if you pronounce it, that's what husband is. Sort of, you know, husband, but his band. That's what it should be about. Right. Uh you said just came in, I will be you'll be right back, or reball back. Oh, okay. A red ball. Oh, red ball. Okay. That's what's up. Got you. Yeah, I'm gonna probably go live again. There's something else I want to talk about. I might do a video on it, so I might have to kind of segue and do something else about it. So yeah, I was gonna talk about maybe a part 2 of a video that I've done before about redefining sexy. So I've done a video about that before. Make sure y'all check that out, by the way. Go into my playlist, Zenimas from yours truly. Rewind, yeah, rewind it. Yeah, for sure, Amanda. Yeah, you gotta rewind this. Zenimas from yours truly in my playlist. Check out that video. Redefining sexy. I'm gonna do a part 2 on that. I think y'all gonna like this part 2. I'm gonna try to make it a little shorter too. But yeah, just to wrap up this video here, because I was kind of just signing off just a few minutes ago. That's the thing. A man shouldn't have to feel like he's in a bind if he's a husband, regardless if he's doing more of a Western style marriage with paperwork, or if he's doing more of what I would call a cultural or traditional style marriage without paperwork. You know, because you got to think, you know, traditions and cultures, they don't know nothing about signing papers and in the courthouse and all that stuff. But they have ceremonies. They celebrate the marriage. They do these ceremonies. They do these different ways of marriage and copulation and things like that, right? So, like, and I prefer that for all of us personally, you know, and it's just, it would make more sense, especially when you think about the fact that even in biblical Texas, sexist marriage, that would change everything. That would change everything out here. You wouldn't see all the promiscuity. You wouldn't see all the lasciviousness. You wouldn't see all the fraudulent things that go on with people trying to play people out of their money, you know, play people out of their heart. You know, you wouldn't see none of that. You wouldn't see none of that. You see more people having it together to where it's not a bind. Okay. So, one thing I do like about this shirt too, one other thing was that it says on the grow through what you go through. So it says that on the bottom of this shirt about growth. And I've been talking about cultivation at this channel, and hopefully this is a cultivative topic that I'm talking about. So I'm all about us building, not destroying, not just talking down on what love has been or whatever. Like we're about building love at this channel, Rayology XM. This is a traditional love channel. You said, Amanda, I like it without paperwork, facts. And then you also said, I like it the way it originally started. I do too. I do too. I mean, so much has changed. Notice, like, when y'all were together, before y'all start signing papers, y'all were like cool and copacetic. And then once the papers got in, y'all like, everything changed. It just became more legally based, more on that bias of, you know, it's all about business now. There's no bond. It's all about business. You know, and that's where the bond comes in. And then you hope the husband don't have to bond himself out of jail and get out of that bondage of that marriage somehow, right? Because he's with a girl that shouldn't have been his wife in the first place, right? Like I said, my acronym for wife, giving it away now. Wife, well invested for eternity. You know, if she's not well invested for eternity, she makes it his bind. Ooh, I just said that. So him being a husband won't be that much of a factor in that marriage because she's not well invested for eternity. See what I'm saying? So, but yeah, thanks a million for stopping by. I'll probably come up with another video right after this one. But yeah, thanks a million for stopping by. Catch y'all on the next one. Hopefully this video makes sense for some. Maybe it did not make sense for others, but to the others that this video made sense to, make sure y'all hit that like button, especially for those on the replay. About to blast off here on the USS Reynard. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.